The name of this lesson is Subtract with Renaming. And this reminds me a little bit of borrowing and the lessons you learned about that in second grade. Our first math problem says 7 minus 2 and 5/6. I like my math problems to be vertical, so I'm going to move that 2 and 5/6 down here so that it says 7 minus 2 and 5/6, and it looks that way. All right, now you notice something about this. One of my numbers has a fraction and one doesn't. It's a little hard to do something minus 5/6 when there's nothing in that space right there. So I need to take care of that. I need to make a change. And I'm going to rename that fraction. That 7 is going to get a new name. In fact, I'm just going to rewrite the whole problem. So 7 is going to become a 6, and I'm going to take one whole pizza and give it to the other side. But wait, I can't just put a 1 there. That's not going to work. I need to write it as a fraction that means 1. So on this side I have 6/6. Now I'm going to rewrite my problem. It looks like this. 6 and 6/6 minus 2 and 5/6. Now it's easy peasy lemon squeezy. 6/6 minus 5/6, you got it. And 6 minus 2. Bingo. There's our final answer. Let's circle our final answer. So what we did was we renamed our top numbers and then we subtracted. Let's try another one. Here's our next math equation. We have 6 and 2/5 minus 3 and 4/5. I cannot do 2/5 minus 4/5. So I need to do some trading and some renaming. I'm going to do it by crossing things out. Kind of reminds me of that borrowing in second grade. If I give one whole pizza to the other side, I'm not allowed to just put 1. I have to write it as a fraction that means 1. What fraction should I use? Well, take a look here. We're using the 5ths family. What fraction in the 5ths family means 1 whole? You got it. It's 5/5. Well, this is kind of crazy looking now, so I'm going to rewrite the whole math problem over here to the side. What do I have? At the top, I have 5, and then I have these guys all together. That's 7/5. Look at that again. I took and put both of these guys together to make my 7/5. Don't forget that step. Now I'm going to subtract 3 and 4/5. Nice part is we don't have to change our bottom numbers. Here we go. 7/5 minus 4/5. You got it. It's 3/5. All right. I think everybody in the school can do 5 minus 3. 2. Final answer. 2 and 3/5. Now let's look at an example of how we would use this math in our story problems. Alicia buys a 5-pound bag of rocks for a fish tank. She uses 1 1/8 pounds for a small fish bowl. How much is left? If you're reading carefully, you've looked at those words. How much is left? I know I have to subtract. And I can even circle my numbers that I see in my math story. So I know that Alicia started with 5 pounds and she took out 1 1/8 pounds. So let's do that. Let's start with 5. Let's take out 1 1/8. There's how our problem sets up. But again, it's a little hard to do because I can't do minus 1/8 when I have nothing on top of it. So let's trade and do some renaming. Your new name is going to be 4, and you're going to give a whole pizza over here to this side. So over this side, I need a whole pizza, but I'm not going to write just a 1. I need to write that fraction that means the same as 1 whole. What kind of fraction will I use? There's your clue. 8/8 is the fraction that I need. All right, well, that's looking a little crazy. crazy for me, so I'm going to rewrite the whole thing next door. It takes about 3 or 4 seconds. 4 8/8 minus 1 1/8. And yes, I want you to rewrite the whole thing. Now give me the answer. 8/8 minus 1/8. You got it. 4 minus 1. Bingo. Final answer, 3 7/8. A math expert's going to want you to put the label on that, so it's 3 7/8 pounds. All right, let's try one more. This question is about Mr. Short. Mr. Short made 9 1/4 cups of popcorn for lunch. He had 5 3/4 cups left over after lunch. How much did Mr. Short eat? Now think about this. The question, of course, is how much did Mr. Short eat? What do we know? We know he started with 9 1/4 and that he ended with 5 3/4. How does that look as a math problem? That looks like this. 9 1/4 minus something that Mr. Short ate. And then at the end, he has 5 3/4. Now, what you know about subtraction is that you can change those pieces around and turn it into a subtraction problem like this. 9 1/4. And let's subtract the part that he has left over, and that will give us our missing number. 9 1/4. I can't do 1/4 minus 3/4. So let's change that. Let's rename that fraction. Your new name is 8. And I'm going to take that one pizza that I'm borrowing, and I'm going to move it over there. Now, Mrs. Corbin's rule is you have to rewrite the whole problem. Rewrite it here. There's your 8. Now what do I do? There, I put those guys together. The whole reason I did that was so that I had a big number on top. 8 5/4. The bottom number doesn't change. And now it's easy peasy because now I just subtract. 5/4 minus 3/4. You got it, 2/4. And 8 minus 5. 3. Bingo. Final answer is 3 2/4. But I thought the answer should be 3 1/2. Yep. Another name for 2/4 is 1/2. So that would be another excellent answer.